Students, let us see today 1.5 Joan of Arc. Let us see warm up of this lesson. Discuss in groups pairs and make a list of the weapons used in the old times and in the present times. Weapons used in the past. List: daggers, axes, bows and arrows, stones, swords and spears. Weapons used nowadays: pistols, guns, bomb, missiles, rifle, grenades, nuclear weapons. Question number 2. Imagine that you are the captain of your school kabaddi team. Your final match is against a very strong team. Your team members are sure that you will lose. How will you boost their morale? Work in groups and prepare a short list of what can encourage the team. Answer for that: I will tell them how it is important to be participated in a game. I will share stories with them by which they will learn why it is important that never give up in your life. I will tell them their plus points, their strength points also. Question number 3. Adding the different prepositions to the same action verb changes the meaning of phrases. Call out means announce, call out means visit, call for means summon, call up means make a telephonic call, call off means cancel. When we attach any adverb to any preposition to any verb, the meaning changes, that it is declared here. We have to see this one. They asked us the answers for the underlined phrases. He promised to look into the matter. It means investigates scientifically. To look into means. Then he asked me to look for his lost book. To look for, try to discover. Then look forward. It means to expect or hope. Then second, an epidemic of cholera broke out in the village. Broke out, spread unexpectedly. Then next, broke into, it means entered forcibly or illegally. Broke up means an end of a relationship. Now the third one, you must carry out your duty faithfully. Carry out, to follow or pursue. Then carry on means go on. Carried off means achieved or won. Then carry forward means transferred from one place to another place. Okay, phrasal verb is nothing but a verb which is made up of the main verb together with an adverb, either an adverb or a preposition or both of them. That is the meaning. We are learning all the phrasal verbs in the lesson also. Let us see a little bit workshop of this lesson. Here English workshop, they have given one tree diagram. Read the extract from the G.B. Shaw's play on Joan of Arc and fill the following tree diagram. Now setting, they have asked, period they have asked, and the location. So period is 1429 and location Eastern France. Scene of the given play is a room of Captain Squire's military camp. Characters: Robert means Squire, then Stewart, then Joan and Polanyi. The main plot is Joan's struggle for saving New Orleans as well as France is the main plot of this story. Then they asked, pick out from the extract of the play 2 lines that provide evidence for each of the following. Her confidence. I shall not want many soldiers. That is the first sentence which shows us her confidence, Joan's confidence. Then the second answer for that second sentence, the Dauphin will give me all I need to free Orleans. That is the second. Then the B, her courage. First sentence, she really doesn't seem to be afraid of anything. It shows a courage. Second sentence, the Squire's glare neither frightens her nor stops her. Then the next, her optimism. There will not be a single English soldier on the soil of France. Then the second sentence, I don't think it can be very difficult if God is on your side. Then D, her determination. You are to give me a horse and armor and some soldiers and send me to the Dauphin. Second sentence, you and Polly will live to see the day when there will not be a single English soldier on the soil of France. The next one, her patriotism, they have asked, I will teach them all to fight for France. Second sentence, she puts courage in us. So these are the sentences which will predict the following personality traits in between the lesson. The next one, using these points we have to frame a character sketch of Joan of Arc and we have to suggest an attractive title for that paragraph. So the title, let us write down the title, The Brave Girl of France dash Joan of Arc. Let us see the answer for that question. Joan was a 17 to 18 years old, a well-built and strong country girl. She was born in a peasant family. She was called Jenny in Lorraine and Joan in France, but the soldiers called her maid. She was a real patriot. She met Squire and told him to meet Dauphin for saving France. She seemed neither afraid of anyone. She was confident that the Dauphin would give her whatever she asked for. To meet Dauphin, she needed a horse and armor, and she was really courageous because for this she would not want many but some soldiers. After that, she wanted to encourage French soldiers, wanted to teach them how to fight for France and drive the English soldiers from her land. Her determination was that there would not be a single English soldier on the soil of France. Although she was not a soldier, she claimed that soldiering cannot be a difficult job if God is in their side. She was really an optimistic person as well. So this was the answer for that question for a character sketch of Joan of Arc. Let us see question number 3. Now they have asked here that we have to find out the sentences where we can see these type of comparisons. First one, as easy as chasing a cow out of the meadow because Squire considered she was a country girl, that's why she would have thought like that about soldiering. Second, as mad as Joan because she was planning to go to Chinon. Then C, the Dauphin in Chinon is like rat because he hid himself and refused to save Orleans. Then D, the enemy soldiers will be driven away like sheep because she considered the enemy not so brave. Then next E, Joan of Arc is a bit of miracle because she has the power to put courage in everyone. Okay, now let us see the question number 4, say why. Now first question is covered in the marginal question. If you have looked at the video of the lesson, all the marginal questions are cleared there and this question is covered there also. Question B, Joan did not ask for many soldiers from the Captain Squire because she knew that the Dauphin would give her whatever she needed. Poligny, Jack and Dick had offered to accompany Joan because they thought it was their last chance to save Orleans and she had inspired them and they thought that Joan had something like miraculous power. Then the D, French soldiers were always beaten in war because they would fight only to save their skin. Then E, Captain Squire Robert said, I wash my hands of it because Captain Squire found that there was something about Joan, but he was doubtful to send her to the Dauphin. He thought that she would not be successful in her mission and it was their last chance. He didn't want to take the responsibility for anything. That was the answers. You have to write down in your notebook. Then the next one, they have asked to write down the differences in between the phrases. Already we have seen the phrasal meanings, how it changes because of the adverb and the preposition if we attach to the main verb. So here either preposition or somewhere the adverb is attached to the main verb. Let us see all the different meanings of all of them. Cut in. Cut in means interrupt or someone while they are speaking. Example for that, it's emergency, the nurse cut in. Cut out means discontinued. Example, the host cuts out the electricity supply. Second, be held by means occupied or in the control of. Example, the science exhibition was held by the school. Third, run away means to escape from somewhere. Example, he ran away from home when he was only 12. Then next, run for. It means to run in order to avoid something. Example, the local people has organized a 2-mile run for charity. Then the fourth, be known as means to be called as. Example, Shakespeare was also known as Bard of Avon. We have seen this. Then the fourth, be known for. It means to be famous for. Example, Pune is known for education in the world. Then the fifth, go with means to be provided or offered together with something. Example, which earrings go best with this dress? Then next, go after. It means to try to catch or stop someone or to chase or to pursue. For example, our company is going after the software market in the Western Europe. Then the sixth, put fire into means to inspire someone. Example, adverse situations actually put fire into man. Then the next, put fire out. It means to address a problem. Firefighters put the fire out. So these were the meanings and the examples you can write down there. Then the question number 6, they have asked to find out from the internet or from the Indian history book about the Indian women or queens who led the battles. For example, Rani of Jhansi or Rani of Karnavati of Mewar. Write the 3 points of similarity and the 3 points of contrast between any one of the above Indian queens and Joan of Arc. Write in your own words. So I will tell you the similarity points. The first one you can use in between similarity. They were brave and courageous. Second, they were ready to face challenges. And third, they they fought the war until the end of their life. Then the fourth and very best and important point, that they fought, both of them, the Rani of Jhansi ki Rani Lakshmibai, she also fought until the end of her life, and Joan of Arc also, she fought for the end of her life, and both of them fought against British people. This is the similarity we can see in between them. And then the contrast, Rani Lakshmibai, she was the queen. On the contrast, Joan of Arc, she was the peasant girl. Rani Lakshmibai, second, Rani Lakshmibai, she was very well educated, who fought against British in the mid of 18th century. Joan, she was illiterate but had played a very dominant role in the 100 Years' War. She also fought against British people. Question number 7. Now they have asked here to transform, if you have seen all of the extract, I will scroll down it later a little bit. They asked to write down a summary of the part of the script into indirect speech in between 15 to 20 lines. I am giving you answer here, but I will make another video where I will discuss thoroughly all the rules and all the things we have to keep in mind when we are turning our passages or our sentences into an indirect sentence. Let us see that extract or those lines in between your lesson. It started on the page number 29 here. If you see that, I will tell you directly now how to transform all that passage into indirect passage. Let us you have to see that direct dialogue. I will tell you in direct dialogue. Answer for that question. Joan told the squire to give her a horse and armor and some soldiers and send her to the Dauphin. On hearing this, Robert angrily asked the steward why he had not told him that she was mad. The steward told Robert to give Joan what she wanted. Robert then told Joan that he would send her back to her father with orders to lock her up. Joan replied that it wouldn't happen that way. Robert had not wanted to see her, yet she had managed to see him. Joan then asked him for a horse which would cost 16 francs. It was a big amount of money, but she would save it on the armor as she did not need a beautiful fitting armor. A soldier's armor would do. She said that she would not want many soldiers, for the Dauphin would give her what she needed to free Orleans. 3 men would be enough for him to send with her. She adds that Polly and Jack had promised to go with her. So this is the answer for that question. I have made it, I have transferred it into an indirect speech. So let us see the further next question. And when you are writing the summary of this part, you have to write in a passage, because as we are writing, as they have asked us to write down as a summary. So next question, they have given again for this type of question, question number 8. I will make a different video for this also in detail, how to make the affirmative or the how to transform the sentences from one point from one type of sentences into the another type of sentences. The only thing you have to remember that here either we are transforming into negative or into affirmative, we have not to change the meaning of that sentence. So that is important part. We have to sometimes we have to use the opposite words whenever we are transforming from negative into the affirmative. That is the basic thing we have to keep in mind when we transform the sentence. First one, A. I am not so sure now. I am little bit doubtful now. Next, he will not be able to stop them. He will be unable to stop them. Here I used the opposite word, unable. Then the next, I don't remember. I forget. Or I fail to remember. Both answers are correct. Next one, that D. I can do no more. I am unable to do any more. I can do only this much. Then the next, sir, do not anger her. Answer for that, sir, forgive her. Then the last one, that I shall not want many soldiers. I shall want a few soldiers. This is the answer for that. The next B question, they have asked to fill in the gaps in the table. Now I will tell you each and everything. One is solved for you. Now they have given the table. They have done for the success. Let us see. Now they have given the verb inspire. So remember, for the noun, if we attach tion, it makes a noun. So inspiration, adjective inspirational, then adverb inspiringly. The next adjective is given safe. So safety will be noun, save will be verb, and safely will be adverb. Then the next harm verb is given. Same, harm is noun, harmful will be adjective, harmfully will be adverb. Then the next thought, noun is given, think will be verb, adjective thoughtful is there, adverb thoughtfully is there. Then the next, they have given the adverb brightly. Brightness will be noun, brighten will be verb, bright will be adjective. Then the next, courage, they have given noun, encourage, RAG, encourage, verb, then adjective courageous, and last adverb will be courageously. Then the hastily, they have given the adverb, noun hastiness, verb hast, HASTE, hast, and adjective hasty, HASTY. This is the answer for all of that table. Okay, there is no any steadfast rule for how to transform a noun into verb or adjective or adverb. You have to get practiced with all the different types of words for this, you by using the dictionary, where you can learn something how to transform, or some suffixes are there. With using all those suffixes we can transform the word into a noun, into adjective, into a adverb. So for example, by adding the ly at the major times, we can transform that word into a adverb. Then again, for the noun we can use al, tion, ment. So such a types of suffixes to that root word to make a noun. So this type of hints we can use when we are transforming words, we are changing the word forms. So this was your all workshop is also done here. Please like the video, subscribe it, and have a nice day. Thank you.